Good morning, everybody. I welcome you to my live stream this morning. And this morning, we are going to have an excellent, well detailed, unedited live stream. I hope you're having a great time. Now, today, we are going to be dealing with a topic about private equity. Okay, there's one thing in common among all African countries and the people in Africa, maybe the Afro race. We do not understand this subject about equity. We do not. And yet, it is this thing called private equity that constitutes to almost 90% of the world's billionaires. If you take a close look at their source of income, how they became rich, how they made their millions and billions. It all originates from this thing called equity, private equity. Now, I'm talking about equity owned before companies becoming publicly traded. That's where all the billionaires, most of the billionaires, the real top billionaires have emerged. We have heard the stories of Apple, we have heard the stories of Microsoft, we have heard those stories about Steve Ballmer, a man who went and was hired to work as a business manager in Microsoft in the 80s. And he had to be paid a salary of $50,000 annually, and he decided that instead of receiving salary, is one of a few, or maybe a few, very few, because I've not had many, who instead of receiving salary chose to receive equity. So what happens that when Steve Ballmer joined Microsoft after his studies in Harvard, he was supposed to receive an annual payment of $50,000, and he requested equity in exchange for his salary. And so they gave him 8% stake in Microsoft. Now, that money that Steve Ballmer received in the 80s, if we are to calculate today how much 8% equity is worth today, okay, how much equity is worth today, let me first start by inquiring about the current price of Microsoft stocks. So I'm going to be sharing my screen here first, and I'm going to search about the current uh, the current price of Microsoft stocks. Okay, let me first see if guys are connecting. Wait a minute, because I'm streaming, but I need to know if you guys, your live stream is coming to you in a smooth way. Okay, so my guys watching us on YouTube, I welcome you. I need to first see if you have. Okay, great. So we are having a great live stream. We can proceed. So I was saying, let me jump onto the price of the current price of Microsoft shares as of today. Wait a minute. Let me jump into that price of Microsoft shares. Let me share my screen here. I'm going to be sharing my screen here to search about the current whatever of Microsoft shares. So I go here and I say, what is the current? What is the current valuation Microsoft? Okay, what is the current valuation of Microsoft? So Microsoft today is $3.83 trillion. Now, if we want to know how much 8% of Microsoft is today, then I have to first get a calculator here. So let me get a calculator. Let me put a calculator for you here on the screen. If we want to know the current net worth of 8%, because that's what this guy asked for instead of receiving a salary. By the way, 50,000 US dollars was a lot of money back then in 2018. That was really a lot of money. So it was not small money, it was a lot of money back then. But the guy said, just give me equity, don't give me stocks, give me equity. So today, the total valuation of Microsoft is 3.8 trillion. 3.8 trillion, that is 3.8 trillion, I think. No, this is billion, so I need to add more. Yeah, so this is 3.8 trillion. Okay, that is the current valuation of Microsoft. Now, time was 8% because the guy got 8% stake. So that is $304 billion. That is his net worth, the net worth of 8% stake that Steve Ballmer received when he started working at Microsoft. But then I think after or at IPO, the guy had to sell off 4% equity and he remained with 4%. So if we divide it by 2, he remained with 152 billion. I think that's where he lies today. He's among the top 10 richest people in the world. Okay, so the guy understood what equity means. Today, people talk about salary. How much am I going to earn? That's what people talk about today. But these people who are rich, they understand that equity is king. You don't know anything about equity. You neither do you want to know anything about equity. But most of the richest people, they are rich because of equity. I was listening to a lady, she built a digital advertising company and later sold it for about over $300 million. But then she said that today she has invested in 152 startups. She has private equity in 152 startups. Do you know what that means? It means that that lady, she has the potential even of becoming the first richest woman in the world. Because among those startups, she only needs one startup to rise up and become the next NVIDIA, the next Meta, the next Apple, the next Google. And then she could become the first richest woman in the world. So, equity, people, you don't understand what it is. That's why it's, I think, coming now to 6 months since CashChat offered their shares in their internal share trading platform. They released 35% equity to members of the CashChat community. Okay, 35% equity was released on the members only share exchange platform. What does that mean? Anybody who is a member in cash chat can buy shares today in cash chat. Okay, and many people have really started buying those shares. So if you go on the website BC Bank, okay, if we go here and we type bcbank.se, okay, and then we click here on bold cashers, okay, so we click on bold cashers. Now this is how the share exchange platform looks like. Let me share it here properly. Let me share it for you here properly. A minute. So this is how the share exchange platform looks like, what you see here. Okay, so when you go here where they say buy shares, you're going to see, when you come here, of course, you put in your login credential as a cash chat member, and then you will land on the share exchange platform. This is how it looks like. Okay, this is how it looks like. Sorry, you cannot see more details down, but slowly here you can see people who are buying shares. All these people are buying shares in the system. You can see here, you see their wallet ID. This guy bought 5 days ago. You can see this one bought shares 5 days ago too. This one bought 2 shares 5 days ago too. This one bought shares also 5 days ago, and then this one bought 5 days ago. Okay, there's another row here. More people. This one bought shares also, says 5 days ago, 5 days ago, 9 days ago. This one bought 2 shares 11 days ago. This one bought 1 share 11 days ago. This one bought 2 shares 13 days ago. This one bought 1 share 27 days ago. This one bought 1 share of Class C 28 days ago. There's somebody here 1 month ago. I see another person here bought 1 Class C share 1 month ago. Another also bought 1 Class C shares I think 1 month ago too. So let me check some more. So people are buying shares on this members only share acquisition platform. Okay, this one also bought 1 Class B shares 2 months ago. Another one bought 1 Class B share at $50 2 months ago. This one bought 1 Class B share 2 months ago. This one bought 1 Class C shares 3 months ago. This one bought 1 Class C shares I think 3 months ago. So this is the share exchange platform, and they are showing us here that they have a total of 100,000 Class B shares, and then 500,000 Class C shares representing 25% equity in the company. Okay, so the other 100,000 Class B shares represent 10% equity in the company. So anybody can own shares in Cash Chat Limited. So when you go and click on buy shares, then you'll be able to select the number of shares that you want to buy. For example, you go here and you click buy. So if you want to buy Class C shares, you just click here on buy, and then you enter here the number of shares that you want to buy. If you want to buy 2, if you want to buy 10, you just click here and you tap continue, and then your shares will be purchased and added to your share stocks here in my account. Okay, so first you need to be registered as a member of the Cash Chat community in order for you to qualify to possess these shares. So this is where you have to be registered. you have to be registered on this platform, okay, on the Cash Chat Share Exchange platform. Okay, that's where you're supposed to be registered. So if we go back to bcbank.se, these are the steps that you need to take if you are new on this platform. This is what you're supposed to do. Okay, you go to bcbank.se, it's a website, and then you click on user login or registration. So you can click on user login, and then when you click on user login, of course here something weird here. If you click on user login, you'll be taken on a sign up page. Of course, that it just took me straight into my account because I logged in. But you'll be taken on this page, and then you have to scroll down here at the bottom and click on sign up. Now, on the sign up page here, first you have to enter your real name, your first and last names exactly as they appear on your identification, and then you have to enter a valid email address. An email, they don't forge it. You must have it. Many of you even don't know where your email address is. But if you go and scroll in your phone and go and click on that icon which says Gmail, and you tap on the profile icon on your profile, on the profile, you'll see your email address. So get that email address and come and write it here. Now here you have to select your country. As you see, all these countries which are registered here, anybody from these countries can become a member of the Cash Chat community. And if you're a member of the Cash Chat community, you qualify to buy shares in Cash Chat Limited. So after that, here you enter your phone number, but you have to start with your country code. And don't put any space in between the numbers. Don't just copy your number and paste it. It will not work. Just write your number literally. And then after writing your phone number, we come here where they ask you to present a sponsor code. Now, a sponsor code is a wallet ID of an existing verified Cash Chat member. So that member will have to give you their wallet ID, and it's what you put here where they ask for a sponsor code. So in this case, I possess one because I am a verified user of Cash Chat. So I'm going to give you a sponsor code which you are going to use, and it's going to be 235301 and then 91. It is 23530191. After entering the sponsor code, you are going to create a password, and the password has to be 6 numbers. Just use numbers only. Don't include other characters, just numbers. Write the password at the top and repeat the same password at the bottom. Okay, so after writing your password and confirming it, you are going to click on agree to terms and conditions, and then you accept and you hit the sign up button. So after hitting the sign up button, the next step is going to be for you to verify your account. Now I'm going to show you how you verify your account. Okay, so let me first position this login screen properly, and I'm going to show you how you verify your account. Okay, so that's what we are going to be doing shortly. Now after you've signed up, you find out that here at the bottom there's this word which says if you already have an account, log in here. So you just click on that button which says login. Okay, so you click on that button which says login, and then we go to the next step of making your account active. Okay, so now we log into your account, and then this is what we are going to be doing next. So this is how your account is going to be. Now you can see here on your account, when you scroll down to the menu, the first option on the menu says my account, the second option says trading app, and the third option says pay subscription. Now you have to click on that third option which says pay subscription in order to verify your account. Why are we doing this? It's because they are showing you here that your account is not active. Okay, so we have to first change the status of your account from not being active to being active, and that's what we are going to be doing right now. You can see here the warning says your account is not active. You are not eligible to make any transactions here. Please pay subscription fee. Okay, so now that is the instruction that they are giving us. We are not eligible to do anything here, and we first need to pay the subscription fee. Okay, now how is that subscription fee? Now that subscription fee uh, varies in different countries. If you are from Uganda, the subscription fee is a one-time membership fee of 75,000 UGX. And if you're from Kenya, it is only 1,550 Kenyan shillings. People in Rwanda, it is 20,000 Rwandese francs. And people from countries like Tanzania, Zambia, South Africa, Namibia, Zimbabwe, Malawi, Sudan, Democratic Republic of Congo, people from Ghana, people from Nigeria, people from Senegal, Chad, Central African Republic, Somalia, Djibouti, Ethiopia, people from Egypt, Madagascar, people from Tunisia, Algeria, people in Asia, like people in India, Malaysia, Indonesia, people, Thailand, the Philippines, people in Australia and New Zealand, people in the United States, Canada, and South America, people in Mexico, Panama, and all Europe. The subscription fee is $20. That is the subscription fee to all of you, this outside Kenya, Uganda, and Rwanda. Your subscription fee is a one-time payment of 20 US dollars. Now I'm going to be showing you how you pay your subscription fee. So that's where we are going to go right now. So you have to go up here on the menu, okay, and you're going to click on this button which says pay subscription. Don't click on activate account. Activate account only works for people in Kenya that have used the pay bill method to pay their membership fee. Only people in Kenya who are using pay bill to activate their accounts, they are the only ones that are allowed to use this feature which says activate account. Now the rest of you, this is what you're going to do. You are going to click on pay subscription. Now if you click on pay subscription, when you are in countries outside Kenya, Uganda, and Rwanda, you see the option which asks you to pay a $20 subscription fee, either using MasterCard, Visa, PayPal, Google Pay, Amazon Pay, GigaPay, Payoneer, or any other available ways by which you make payment online. So they will ask you to choose any which is comfortable to you, and you're going to pay that subscription fee. CashChat will never recharge you. This subscription is not recurring. You pay it once and you'll never pay anything again. Okay, so for you, you follow that procedure to make your account active. Immediately you pay that subscription and you see the word successful, your account is going to be active immediately. Now, the other people in Uganda and Kenya, This is how you pay your activation fee. When you click on pay subscription, start to continue. So you go down at the bottom here and you write the word start and you click send. Okay. And then after when you click send, um, you are going to receive the second option where they ask you to either choose your wallet or stock investment, but you have to choose wallet because we are talking about activating your wallet. So you type one and you click send, and now they are going to send you a menu, like a menu is going to appear here. So we are waiting for the main menu to appear, and that menu has 10 options. Okay, so we wait for the menu here, and then on that menu we are interested in the section which deals with paying subscription, and that's going to be option number 2. So when the menu appears, you select option 2, which says subscription. So you type 2 and you click send. That one is about you paying subscription. Now, when you click send, they're going to ask you to select the currency. So the currency, if you're from Uganda, you are going to select 1. If you're from Kenya, you're going to select 2. Now, this account is from Uganda. I select 1. And then they are going to ask you to choose a payment method, either mobile or wallet. So because I'm going to be activating via mobile money, I select 1. Okay. Even you in Kenya, if you're going to activate using M-Pesa, you also type 1 and you click send. And here they will ask you to enter your MTN mobile money number or your M-Pesa number if you're from Kenya. So you write your phone number starting with a country code, but don't put a plus sign. You get, don't put a plus sign. Just start with a country code without a plus sign, and the numbers have to be together. And when you click send, you're going to receive a prompt on your MTN mobile money requesting you to approve a payment of 75 UGX if you're from Uganda, or 1,550 Kenyan shillings if you're from Kenya. Now, after paying that, then your account is going to be activated immediately. And now you are eligible to also buy private equity from Cashchat Limited as a member. Okay. Now, I wrote a book, Echoes in the Digital Void. In that book, I explained to you what that share means, what it stands for, the potential of especially the Class C shares. Remember the Class C shares I showed you? Yeah, this share, the Class C share, let me go to the trading app and show you the Class C share in that book, Echo in the Digital Void. I try to go into details and explain to you what one Class C share could turn into. Okay, I gave you a well elaborated scenario of how you just possessing one share, how far you can go. So I'm trying to access the share trading platform. Okay, wait a minute, it's not yet updated. Let me first go back to cash chat. I mean to BC Bank. You go to bcbank.se. Let's go back to bcbank.se. Okay, and then let me try to let me go to buy shares. Okay, so this is what I was showing you. Okay, these Class C shares, let me show them to you. Okay, Mm, wait, Class C shares. Wait a minute. Oh, what is happening? Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Okay, something with the feed. I think they are updating something. But in my book, Echo in the Digital Void, I show you that one Class C share dollars today based on a current valuation, because right now, as these shares are being issued, the valuation of Cash Chat Limited is still at $50 million. Okay, and the company has a total of 1 million Class C shares, and our million Class C shares, only half of a million is available to members to buy. Okay, it represents a portion of one one over one over what? One over, is it one over? It's 1/2 million. Yeah, one Class C share. Let's assume the company has a total of 1 million shares. Okay, because if 1 million shares represent, if 1 million shares represent 50% of the company, it means 2 million shares is what makes up the entire company. Okay, so that means that one share is equivalent to 1/2 million uh, of the company, represents 1/2M of the company. Okay, now this is how people have become rich in private equity. Now people go and buy shares before a company goes IPO. They buy shares in startups and then they bargain for equity. Okay, so when they buy those shares, I can take a scenario, a real life example of what happened when Tesla was launched. Each share was worth 0.001. The same applies to Google. When Google registered their company, okay, each share was worth 0.001. So it means that if you bought shares for $100, you could get 100,000 currently published shares. Okay, if you bought one share at $100 back then in the 90s, okay, before Google in 98 or 99 or in early 2000, before Google went public, if you bought shares of $100, you would get uh, an equivalent of 100,000 shares of today. Maybe back then it could be one share, but later when the shares were published, you could get like 100,000 publicly traded shares. Okay, so the share that you bought before IPO, that's what they call private equity. Okay, so when Google went public in 2004, they published let me check the number of shares that they published, because I can search here for the facts. Okay, how many shares were published back then when Google went public? Wait a minute, something is messy here with my internet, but I'll fix it. Okay, I'll fix it, no problem. So when Google went public in 2004, I'm trying to find out how many shares were published. Okay, here they have refused to give me the results. What is happening? Every time I'm sharing this information, I don't know why I get distracted. Okay, every time I'm sharing this information, I get distractions. My internet is strong because when I look at the streaming string, it is excellent. But I don't know why Google has stopped searching. I want to get real facts. Okay, but okay, it's here. How many shares did Google publish at IPO, how many shares did Google publish, list, I think they call it list, at IPO in 2004? Okay, in 2004. Okay, how many shares did Google publish in 2004? They published 19.6 million shares in 2004. Okay, 19.6 million shares. So now this is what happened. Okay, in 2004, Google published 19.6 million shares. Now remember that the price of each share when Google was registered was 0.001. Okay, so if you had maybe a contribution of $100 when Google was maybe setting up their company, okay, it means that $100 would be worth would represent $100 would represent let me say $100 times $100 would represent 100,000 shares. Okay, so now to know your net worth, okay, how much you would get when Google went public, we multiply 100,000 by 85. So your $100 turned into $8.5 million. $8.5 million. That is what $100 turned to. This was in 2004 when Google went public, because the public offering was $85 per share. So now in that book, Echo in the Digital Void, I tell you the potential of these Class C cash chat shares that are being traded at $30. You know, Cash Chat is a digital advertising and fintech company, which is also in artificial intelligence. The Cash Chat AI has been rated by professors and lecturers as one of the most accurate AI, okay, because they tested it in many ways and they found it to be at 98% accuracy. When they tested it and they marked it, it was at 98% accuracy and is still being improved. But this AI will need to have its own data center. Now, I gave a scenario because a data center is really expensive. It will require like some billions of dollars. So I put the estimate at maybe they will need something like $100 billion. Okay. Now, at the time of building their own data center, they might decide to offer 10% equity in exchange for $100 billion investment. So if they do that and they manage to succeed, which is about 80% most likely to succeed, okay, because of the need of an independent data center for Africa. So if they manage to raise that funding, it means the company will attain $1 trillion valuation status. Now, if this company hits the $1 trillion status to join companies like Meta, companies like Nvidia, Microsoft, Apple, Tesla, it means that you, the Class C shareholder, your one share will raise in value to hit $500,000. So that's what they call private equity. That is the power of private equity. people just don't grasp it. It's like a secret that maybe you look at it but you don't comprehend. So many people today don't have any clear idea about private equity. That's why they just hear the name and it just pops out. The few that have understood this, they have all been rich. Do you know the reason why in Africa, hmm, despite Africa having a very rich, being a very rich country with many natural resources, do you know why it only contributes 22 billionaires of the world's billionaires? I was looking at the list of uh, Forbes 3,000 billionaires, and among the 3,000 billionaires, I think there was only one person from East Africa, and the guy is in Tanzania. He was the only billionaire on Google's list of billionaires. The guy is from Tanzania. The whole of Africa, there are only 22 billionaires on Google's list of the richest. Do you know why? Mindset. Okay. Here, they don't understand how people play that game to become rich. Here, when somebody is rich, they want to do everything individually. The guy wants to build his own farm, his own company, run his own business. Everything the people investing is their own. They don't understand the secret behind Larry Elson's hitting $100 billion value in just one day. They don't know how Ellison was able to increase in value by 100 billion in one day. This guy has his own company, a big company, but the guy has invested in Tesla, the guy has invested in XAI, the guy has invested in OpenAI, whereby if any of those companies do better, the guy still benefits. But here in Africa, that poor mentality tells them that if somebody comes and is trying to do something maybe similar to what you're doing, fight them and kick them out of business. What these guys did when OpenAI came and was planning maybe to provide the services maybe that Oracle somehow was providing, the guy just went and bought shares in Oracle. I mean in OpenAI. So when OpenAI started doing better, he was rising up. That is the secret behind Bill Gates' domination as the world's richest person. This is what happened. Bill Gates bought shares in Google. He bought shares in Facebook. So every time Facebook performed better, Bill Gates was performing better. Every time Google performed better, he was increasing because he bought shares in all those countries, in all those companies. Now, there was a company which just wanted to be the only big guy. That company was Yahoo. Yahoo just wanted to acquire. They just wanted to buy. We want to buy Facebook and make it part of us. So Yahoo is no more. They went bankrupt and then they sold the company to somebody else because of their attitude. Okay. At first, they had the opportunity of buying Google in 1998. Google wanted to sell out to Yahoo for $1 million, and the Yahoo declined the offer. So they came back. They went back, I think, 4 years or 5 years later, with I think 3 point something billion dollars. And this time they wanted to buy something they rejected at $1 million. They wanted to buy it for over $3 billion. And this time Google declined. And then they went for Facebook. They went for Facebook and they wanted to buy Facebook. So first, Mark Zuckerberg refused to sell. And then they made an offer of $1 billion. And Zuckerberg was coerced into accepting the offer. Now, at the time of paying, they said, no, we are not giving you 1 billion. They reduced the price. And then Mark Zuckerberg rejected the offer. Today, Facebook, which is Meta, is a $1 trillion company, and Yahoo is nowhere to be seen except when you're looking for news to read. It's like a blog. It has been reduced like to a blog, a blog where you see some updates and all that. Why? The mindset. So even you, your mindset could cost you a fortune. I can assure you that. Okay, if you think that $30 or $50 is all your life depends on, it definitely will. Your life will depend on it. Okay, you would be like Yahoo because people are buying those shares. People are buying those shares, and I don't know if you can buy now because it seems like the market is closed. I was trying to check. Okay, but at least for now, you can make yourself ready to buy because these shares you actually don't need even to use your own money. It is the rewards that you receive as a user acquisition manager for CashChat. If you join the CashChat program, they will be rewarding you for every single user you acquire for the community. They will be paying you $12. That means that every acquire 3 users, verified users, you will receive a payment of $36. And if you buy 1 share from the rewards that you've got, you will remain with $6 that you can spend on anything that you desire because it's all your money. So it's not money which is required here. It is your willingness, and then your ability to work. You work, they pay you, and you take part of what they have paid you and you buy into the company. The other time I told you that this YouTuber, Mr. Beast, it's very easy for Mr. Beast to buy 30% of this company without even spending a penny from his pocket. It's really very easy because all he needs is to get 1.7 million from his 440 whatever million subscribers. He only needs to get only 1.7, and then he can buy all the shares which are available. I'm saying he can take 30% because the other 5% probably has already been taken by people who have bought. So I'm sure 30% is still there on the platform. So we have a blogger that can turn his influence into owning a tech company, the most influential companies. I don't think even it's just one of the most influential tech company in Africa. The guy can do it. But if he doesn't do it, it will not happen and it will never happen. There are many things that you can do, but the only things that matter are those things that you're doing or you have started or you've done. That's all that matters. It's not about what you can. You can do a lot of things, but what are you doing or what have you done? That is the question. So guys, equity is really important. I've given you just one scenario, but there are so many scenarios. I can tell you, I think last time I told you about uh, uh, I told you about Peter Thiel, the co-founder of PayPal, how he invested $500,000 in Facebook in 2004, and in just 3 years, they a billionaire. Okay, because when he invested half a million in 2004, he received 10.2% of Facebook. And in 2007, Microsoft came and bought 1.6 equity for 240 million dollars. That turned in Facebook into a 15 billion company. And out of the 15 billion value, Peter Thiel had over 10%, which was over 1.5 billion. So he became a billionaire in just 3 years, just by buying private equity in Facebook. So guys, I want you to go and dig deep. Go and dig deep. If there's anything you can risk in, it is private equity. Even if you make 500 losses and you just succeed once, you will override all the losses extremely high. And that's what venture capitalists do. They invest in many things, just looking for one thing to hit up, and then they will recover and shoot way over all their previous failed investments. Okay, that's why venture capitalists continue. They are not broke people, they are rich people. If what they were doing was not right, they would be broke. But the reason why they continue being wealthy is because the thing that they are doing is really beneficial. They make a lot of mistakes, a lot of losses, but when they make one success, it's really big. Okay, so I don't know why schools don't emphasize on this section. I really don't know, because people talk about property. Property is a fixed asset, okay? A fixed asset, and I think it's based on speculation, saying, because land is small, people will pay more to buy the land. No, that's like you're gambling, okay? That's like you're gambling. People who are rich, they don't go into those lousy gamble. They go into mass impact. A person comes up and says, okay, I'm going to create a platform, and on my platform, I'm going to just get a blue tick. If you want to be verified, I'll be charging you $1 a day. That's what Meta is doing. If you want to maintain a blue tick on Facebook, every day you'll be paying $1. So just imagine $1 among all the users who are there. So if 10 million people on Facebook are having blue ticks out of the billions who are using Facebook, it means every day Zuckerberg is making $10 million from just people having a blue tick on their account. He is making 10 million every day. Okay, of course, that's a low estimate. He's making way more than that. Okay, now these people who are rich, they don't go for fixed assets. People, they don't even gamble. Rich people are not even in these cryptos. Those people who became rich in cryptos are those early adapters, people who bought the coins way back when it was worthless, like those twins. Okay, they bought the coins when it was worthless. So today they are billionaires because they were early adopters of that innovation. They are also equivalent to private equity owner, somebody getting into something before anybody knows whether it will be valuable. Just imagine a coin moving from $1 in 2010 and 14 years later hitting $100,000, from $1 to $100,000. And now, when it is at $100,000, you that was born to lose, this is where you get the strength now to invest. Now you're rushing, buying Bitcoin. Where were you when it was trading at $1, when it was trading at 1.4, when it was trading at maybe $50 or 100? Where were you? And now you are so much engaged when it is at the top. Okay, so now that's the reason why you the bystanders. You're waiting to see. That's how you are going to continue missing out. Always, risk is faith. Risk is faith. Take a risk. If the results that risk could give could change your life, never risk for worthless stuff. If the results of the risk that you're taking could change your life forever, take that risk. Even if it failed, you were fighting for a good cause. Things that have very, very minimal impact. Okay, so never risk is worthless. But if something could transform your life, risk. A Class C share from Cash Chat Limited today that is being traded today to members only. One Class C share could transform your life, not two, just a single Class C share. It could. I gave you the calculations. You just buy, you forget about it. Okay, it's about, I think, 100,000 or 97,000 UGX or 7,000, no, 3,500 Kenyan shillings. Only that. Just one Class C share. Even if it doesn't work, you were fighting for the right cause. That is a risk worth taking. There are risks that you waste your time on. You go and you bet on a match, a football match, and all you're looking for is money for lunch. That is foolishness. You don't bet to eat. Okay? You bet for something that will transform your life, that will elevate you from one level to another.